and I wanted to see what other devices were out there that weren't Kindles. Hi Slayers, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Eileen, and in today's video, I'm going to be giving you a little tour of my e-reader collection. Now, I have a bit of an e-reader buying problem. I believe I have 7 e-readers to show you today, but I do want to say that I don't buy them all just for myself. I buy them for this YouTube channel, so don't think I'm like a crazy overspender and like maximalist. I'm not. I will be going over a really small overview of each device and what I like it for and how I think it fits into my life. And if you want to know some more in-depth things about it, you should go check out my other videos, which will definitely talk a lot more in depth about the actual specs of each device. That being said, let's go ahead and get started. So this first e-reader here is my oldest e-reader in the collection. It's a 2018 Kindle Paperwhite, and I got it in 2018 when I was in 8th grade. And if you haven't heard this story before, I say it a lot on my channel, but basically I was a loser and I ate lunch alone and I needed a e-reader friend to keep me company during lunch, and this is what this device was. So I'm very emotionally attached to it, but I did want to upgrade from this device because it was getting kind of slow and I wanted to see what other devices were out there that weren't Kindles. So technically this device is no longer in my collection, but I did give it to one of my best friends and she still uses it and it still works great, even if it's a little slow. Okay, the next device I have is my favorite device and one that I bought to personally upgrade from my Kindle Paperwhite to this new device. So this is the Kobo Libra Color, and I love her. As you can see, she's the only one that's really technically decorated, and it has my little sunny angel here. So the reason I got this device is because I was really interested in having a color e-reader and also having an e-reader that I can annotate on, which I think is the coolest thing ever. I love to annotate on my physical books, and I also love to read on e-readers. So when I found out that this device can let me do both, I was so excited and I just had to try it out. Now this is a really expensive device. It's about $300 with the stylus, so I did take quite a chunk out of my bank account, but I feel like it was worth it because it's a really cool device and I like the buttons here, and I've never had an e-reader with physical buttons. And even though she's a little chunky, which isn't my favorite thing about her, I love having the option to annotate and to read in color. I also got this device at the same time I got the Kindle Color Soft, and I decided to test them out, and I made a little video about that, but I ultimately decided to keep this device and not the Kindle Color Soft because really the Kindle Color Soft did not wow me. So this is just what I ended up keeping and what I like. Okay, now after that, I realized that I needed to review some more e-readers on this channel for you guys, so I went ahead and got the new launch of the Kindle Paperwhite 2024 and the Kindle Basic 2024, and I was ready to use them and really try to review them. So of course I didn't need an e-reader because I already had an e-reader, but I will say that getting this Kindle Basic right here was really nice because it's so small, and I was able to sort of take this one with me on the go a little bit more instead of taking my bigger Kobo Libra Color everywhere. So it was nice to have a small little device, and honestly this screen was really nice, and I was not expecting to like the Kindle Basic as much as I do. I just love the matcha color and I love how small and tiny she is. So I used this for a long time when I first got it to review it, and I also used the Kindle Paperwhite. Now I really thought I would love this device, but honestly it's a little bit too big for me and it doesn't offer enough like cool different features from any of my other e-readers. I still think it's a great device and it looks really pretty, like the screen is gorgeous, but it's just not something that I pick up all the time when I'm faced with my huge collection of e-readers. But I will say that I like that both of those devices have a good amount of storage and a decent amount of specs. The Paperwhite is waterproof and it has a warm light feature, whereas the Kindle Basic is neither of those things and it doesn't have a warm light feature. But I like the portability of a lot, and I like that both of them charge on USB-C charging, and I like how fast these devices are. These are some really snappy devices, and honestly all of them except for my old one are really fast, and I don't have any issues with that. Okay, and then the last 2 devices I have here are the Kobo Clara Black and White and the Kobo Clara Color. Now, I got both of these devices because I was really curious about Kobo's response basically to the Kindle lineup. So of course the Kobo Libra Colors comparison was the Kindle Color Soft, but the Kindle Basic and the Kindle Paperwhite's comparison are sort of these Kobo Claras. So the main difference between these two is that one of them is in black and white and one of them has color e-ink. And the color e-ink one technically has less pixels per inch in the screen, so the resolution is not as good or sharp sharp as the black and white one, and I wanted to see if that really mattered to me when I was reading. So I took both of these devices out and used both of them a lot, and honestly, in the end, I found that it didn't really matter to me how much the resolution changed versus color to black and white, and I really found that I love both of these devices. I feel like the form factor is perfect for me. I love a small little e-reader. The only things I really don't like about them is that the screen is not flush with the design, and I don't love picking up the black and white one just because I feel like it's kind of basic, and if I'm going to pick up a nice portable e-reader, it might as well have color in it. So that's why I personally really like the Kobo Clara Color, and it's sort of replaced the Kindle Basic for me as my portable e-reader that I take out of the house. As you can see, I really like to use the Kobos more, and I like to encourage that on my channel a little bit because Amazon's not my favorite company to promote, and I also think that in general, so you can't download Amazon books once you've bought them, and I don't like that about it. I would love to just buy a book through Kobo and download it and keep it with me safe and able to transfer in between different e-readers, especially on this channel where me having the same book on different e-readers is really important. So that is technically all of the e-readers that I've bought and all of the e-readers that I use. As you can see, I only have Kobos and Kindles, but I am looking into getting some other e-reader types like the Buxpama or the Big Me, I think. So we'll see how much I change and grow this collection. For now, this is all that I have, with the exception of my phone and my iPad. So I have this iPad right here, and it's pretty big. It's an iPad Air 4, and it's nice and like chunky and like a real iPad, and I use this iPad for like school and taking notes, but for a while there I did use the Kindle app on it, and honestly I found it to be really nice. It's just a little bit too big for my liking, even though I like having a device that's sort of like all in one, and also I like that I could like make this little screen here stand up. It's really not something that I reach for all the time. I would prefer to just have a smaller e-reader that I can fling in my bag. And also, even if you're using the Kindle app, you can't really annotate on it, but I did hear that you can annotate on the Kobo app, so that's pretty cool. And then of course on my phone syncs with all of my e-readers on both the Kobo and Kindle apps, so I can use that on the go whenever I want. It's not something I do very often, but I like having the option to, at least. And yeah, that's kind of it for my collection. I am someone that of course is like trying to make a sort of career on YouTube here with e-readers, which sounds kind of stupid to say, but I do want to do my due diligence and actually try out all of these e-readers and actually use them for months on end so I can give you guys like fair reviews on everything. So that's why I keep all of my e-readers that I've been buying recently, even though it's not the most financially smart choice, and nor do I really use all of them all the time, which I kind of feel bad about, and hopefully in the future I'll be able to give away some of them. Anyways, I hope you liked my little e-reader collection story. I know it was kind of nerdy of me to talk about all of the e-readers that I've bought, but in case you were curious, I guess, and if you're curious about my life and my sad stories with my Kindle, I hope you know that I am really emotionally connected to my Kobos and that they are staples of my collection, and I love them, and I love e-readers, and thank you for listening to me yap. I'll talk to you all later. Remember to like and subscribe. Bye!